How's it going, crew? This is Happy Days and welcome back to Hearthstone Constructed. So as you can see, I'm sitting just on the upper level of rank 12 at the moment. I'm going to use my Ragey Rush deck here. And I thought I'd just play a few games and show you how it is in action. And yeah, we're sort of... I guess my goal is to get some feedback from you all and see if I can't really get this deck sort of pushing above 10 and into the single digit numbers here. So I'm tending to favour with my mulligans just anything early game. So the Mad Scientist is an easy 2 play here. I'm going first, which means I could lose the Loot Hoarder and try and get a 3. So let's do that. Although sometimes I do keep the 2/2s, and that gives me a turn 3 if I don't get one. So, I don't know. What would you have done? Would you have kept the loot? Who knows? I always say hello, I think it's polite. I'm still trying to work out how can you tell if you're playing a bot or not. Is it they don't use their cards, or they don't finger over their cards? I don't know. So yeah, I was looking at my 2 mana cards and trying to include cards that don't just have 1 hit point as much as possible, except for the leper gnomes. The reason is just so they're not dying so easily to players like Druid, Rogue, Mage. Not much about you can do about Warrior's Fiery War Axe, but I'm happy to, you know, eat a charge of that. That's fine. So next turn, so the way I'm playing this deck is mostly just trading the board and just pretty much keeping them without minions as much as possible. And then if I can, getting momentum and yeah, just overwhelming them pretty much. So the Kyrian Tor makes sense, but I'd be inclined... Well, I don't know. See, I would play the Direwolf and get it out. I'd rather wait until I got something to chain with the Kyrian Tor. And my reasoning for that is I'm about to get a secret out of the Mad Scientist anyway. And because I'm only running 2 types of secrets, I don't feel like I need to... Is he going to... Oh, I thought he was going to swipe for a second. So now I feel a bit better about playing the Kyrian Tor. However, I'm also tempted just to Frostbolt and trade into it and maybe play the Loot Hoarder. Although, I could just Fire Blast too. Although I do want to get a secret up. And the reason for that is, so Mirror Entity turn 4 might snatch something good. Or not, as the case is. So turn 5 I can play the Kyrian Tor and Fire Blast the other Loot Hoarder. The Yeti would also be nice too, but by getting rid of Counterspell, by getting Counterspell out I might block something nasty. And I find just having the secret out does affect the way your opponent tends to play. And I don't know if it's just players' inexperience at this level, but I've had so many priests like throw a Holy Nova into me on turn 5 with a secret out. Okay, so here I'd be looking to chill in Yeti. Happy to trade into that. And even get out an Undertaker. And my reasoning is I find rogues and druids, they're happy to take out a 1 hit point minion, but at least you're still getting the damage into them. And then, for example, that Yeti, I'd be more than happy just to fireball and just keep attacking. So that's what I've been doing, and it seems to be working most of the time. And then I'd be dealing 6 damage this turn and keeping board control. So, I don't know, that's what I've been doing. And pretty much just each turn just not allowing my opponent to get any presence on the board whatsoever. It tends to, most of the time, I'd say 70% you've got minions coming out. And it's just, sometimes you get lucky with, what am I looking for? Just getting your secrets out in the right order. So for this, for example, I would just be polymorphing and keep wailing on him. So the only issue is that the only issue I find is if it doesn't work, like you're pretty much left defenseless. So you can see I've taken no damage, got pretty good board control and a counter spell ready to block something like a swipe. Okay. So, trying to get lethal this turn, I think I'd fall 1 short. So I could... I can Frostbolt, Fire Blast. Like, oh no, I could get lethal, I think. So if I use the Gnomies down to 6, then Frostbolt, Fire Blast, yeah, I should be able to get lethal here. Yeah, there you go. And then just face. Okay. So that's it, guys. That's how most of the games are going, and just the only issue has been when, yeah, for whatever reason, the secrets just don't come out in the right order. I think we're good for time, so let's play another one quickly. So yeah, so what I'm looking for you, those of you watching, I guess I'm just looking for some advice. It's working, but I'm just having trouble chaining, like, you know, the 4 and 5 wins in a row where you can really climb up quickly. Alright, so against a Warlock here. Okay, so going first, probably thinking, wouldn't mind trying to get a second, and even really, he's just mulliganed everything. Because I'm first, I'll actually think I'll do the same. I have so many 1s and 2s. There you go, that's much better.
Hello.
And going to actually play the Gnome instead of the Chow, just because what I've found so far is he tends to play Fire Imp, and the Chow pretty much negates the... Although that's bit me on the ass here, but anyway. So playing Direwolf instead of Scientist lets me clear it. And that's what I'm trying to do with this deck, just get some versatility where it can deal with most classes. So ideally I'd love for an Undertaker to have come out by now, but you can't always get what you want. I could play Chow Fire Blast here actually. Just so I'm being efficient with my mana. That said though, I want to get a secret out as soon as possible, just so I can catch some of those nice mirror entities to get tempo or block something like a Soulfire. Thought he might have taken Chow then. Okay, so let's get Yeti out. And next turn, pretty much looking at that Scientist, I want to get the chance of a secret out. Or hopefully we might get just Mirror Entity or Counter Spell, and we can just play it with Kieran Tor. Okay, that's promising. So we might go, even though it's not totally mana efficient, at least this way if he Hellfires I'll get a secret out and still have the Yeti on the field, unless he also plays Mortal Coil. But that was promising when he didn't have a play that turn.
Put this apple on your head.
Ah! Darn you, Ironbeak Owl. Damn you! Okay, so we could actually be looking at lethal this turn. 4, 6, 8. Yep, that's game. So yeah, as you can see, it's not too rushy. The minions are strong enough that they can hold their own. But yeah, I don't know. I'm always looking to improve it. So yeah, so I might leave it at those 2 games just for now. And yeah, by all means, if you've taken the time to watch this, please leave a comment. I love playing Mage, and I really want to be one of those high up Mage players. So yeah, if you can give me some advice, please don't just say play Freeze Mage. I do have a Freeze deck, but I'm trying to just work with, this minion more based control style. Alright, thanks for watching. Leave a like if you've enjoyed this or you think it's a good concept and you can help. Comment, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider joining us. Yeah, I really love chatting to you all, especially we all like Hearthstone, so something to talk about. And I'll see you all next time. Stay happy.